Welcome back to Hungover Handwrite. As you can see, we have a very special guest, the winner of the co-main event tonight, Vitor Petrino. That's Chad. I'm Jonathan. That's Vitor. We're in the middle. I know the thumbnail and the title says recap. We're in the middle of the main event right now between Jairzinho Rozenstruik and Shamil Gaziev. We're starting the fourth round. Chad, what do we think is going on here?
Well, it did start off kind of heavy for Gaziev, but he's kind of slowed down with the takedown, and Rozenstruik's kind of found a new life with his jab. He's piecing him up. Got Gaziev bleeding. Gaziev looks tired. We'll see what this fourth round comes around, because what he needs to do is get Rozenstruik on his back.
Yeah,
but
the fact that Jairzinho defended the last takedown attempt, I think basically in his head he's like, okay, this guy's not taking me down now.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, it's almost like Gaziev is like he doesn't want to work too hard for the takedown because he knew he was going to get tired, and now it's like he already is tired.
Yeah.
Now they're starting to bang though. Now he's
really, really trying for this takedown now.
He's got to get this. I mean, he has to get this.
If he doesn't, then it's not going to look
good. And then he gave up on it. He did that earlier too. He just lets go of that leg.
It's just, to me, I mean, I know they're heavyweights, but to be tired after 2 rounds, like you were a professional UFC fighter.
Yeah, it just you're preaching to the choir here.
I know.
I mean, I'm the biggest heavyweight hater on the panel, except for maybe Vitor here. But this is a problem with this weight class, man. They just cannot go like a hard 5.
Yeah. Well, like, the biggest, like the best of the best usually can. Like I know Ngannou and Gon and those guys. Stipe could go. Cormier could do it back in the day. Like.
Definitely a higher pace than these guys.
Yes. But when you start getting, lower in the ranks, it just, they're like, come on.
There's a gap. There's a big gap. I mean, although Jairzinho and then the commentary just keeps shoving this down your throat, he's fought, he's fought Francis. He's fought this and that. It's like,
and he got his ass kicked.
20 seconds. Yeah. How long he was in there for. But although he's been in there with the best guys, there's still a big difference between him and the best guys.
Yeah.
And I mean, like I hate to be this guy, but I feel like Gaziev is like getting exposed right now. Like he's not elite, in my opinion.
No, he's getting pieced up right now. He looks tired. I mean, he was tired after the first round. I mean,
Jairzinho's kind of going off.
Yeah, he's teeing off on him right now.
He's tough. I'll give him that. Gaziev.
But he
eating
leans
these.
Forward and eats a jab after every exchange.
He can't fucking keep his mouthpiece on his teeth.
No, it's just sitting in his mouth.
Since like the second round. This is the fourth round.
Yeah, I don't know. And Rozenstruik's just feeling comfortable right now because he's like, this guy's too tired to even take me down.
Gaziev, I mean, like I said, Gaziev just lets go of the single when he's been on it for like more than 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So Rozenstruik's like, okay, well, if he tries to take me down, I'll just stand here for 5 seconds and it'll let go. So we are going to recap this card as soon as this fight's over, if you're wondering.
So I mean, it's been a pretty solid little card.
Yeah, no, it's been fun. This is just kind of the typical heavyweights letting you down in the main event spot. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but
yeah, this has been Gaziev. Just, I mean, after that first round, it's just gone downhill.
Yeah,
I thought he was gonna straight up just take Rozenstruik down consistently, but he's just standing there. He was pressuring. And now he's just standing, letting him jab him to death.
I guess, to be fair to him, somewhat, is like he had one UFC fight. And then they give him a main event against Jairzinho. So, I mean, he's what, like, his mouthpiece just flew out of his face. He's got to be like in his mid to late 30s, right? Gaziev, or
I'm not
32,
sure.
34. Either way is like, yeah, he's only had one UFC fight. To counterpoint the point I just made is that he's only had one UFC fight, but he's already like in his mid 30s. I mean, this is
the time.
He's a finished product, more than likely. I mean,
he's just hands are down, mouth wide open. Oh,
Jairzinho
just almost
shot.
Could have double legged him right there.
Yeah.
Gaziev's so tired right now.
He can't even throw punches.
We're 2-2 right now. We think Gaziev won the second?
I don't know. I don't even know about that.
I thought maybe we were 2-2 just with those takedowns.
Yeah. But he didn't take him down in the second, did he?
I thought he did.
Did he get him down?
I wonder.
I mean, maybe that would explain Jairzinho's kind of really picking it up there.
For sure.
Trying to make sure that he won that round.
I want to know what they're saying.
He's talking. Yeah, he's talking a lot in the corner there.
Yeah. You can't see with one eye? Is
that what he said?
I thought he said that you don't see with one eye. Oh, he's almost like he wants out.
Oh. He said, do the right thing. What did he say?
Huh. He can't see, he says.
Wow.
Called the fight. He can't see.
I mean, that was a situation where Mark didn't fuck around, and I don't mind it because that was not going to go any other way than the way it was already going.
No.
And that was, you're not, he's bleeding out his nose, but he's not busted up like we see so many other guys busted up, and he's like kind of wanting out.
Yeah, it kind of looks like he wanted out. That was weird.
Like fucking AJ Cunningham earlier against Klein. He's not asking. My eye hurts. Like he's not doing that shit. And he got his ass kicked.
Yeah. No, that was looking for a way out. He's tired. I hate seeing
that is just, I mean, again, one UFC fight, I didn't have a super high bar set for Gaziev.
Yeah.
But the bar now, after that, is like, it couldn't be lower.
Yeah. It's, I mean, I hope he isn't actually hurt or anything, but that just seems like, I'm tired. I can't even keep my mouthpiece in my mouth. I want a way out. Like,
yeah.
I don't see, I mean, it's just his nose that's busted up.
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything. Wasn't like he didn't react when he got punched in the face to where his eye was hurting.
Yeah. And to be clear, I'm not saying that I could keep fighting in his situation, but I'm from a UFC fighter's perspective.
Yeah.
Compared to everything else we've seen, like even fucking tonight, that's like, you're not stopping that for most other guys in the UFC.
Yeah. And that's why they said he was arguing with his corner.
They were probably like,
come
fine.
on, let's go. You're fine. And he's like, no, I can't see. He was wanting a way out.
Yeah.
The whole, my teeth are falling out, or, just looking for a way.
Like Anthony Smith?
Yeah.
Oh.
But he was getting fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
but I mean, but when a fighter says shit like that, that's like
it's like a hint.
Yeah.
They don't want to look like they want to find a way out.
When it matches the body language of, I'm getting my ass kicked, I don't want to be in here.
Yeah.
Or the guy, who's the guy? Call the fight. I can't do it. And they're like, no, shut the fuck up. You're going to fight. You're going to be fine. And the kid.
Was it Raquel Pennington?
No, it was a guy.
Okay.
And he was like, listen to me. And he goes, no, call it. call the fight. I can't remember. I want to say it was his debut or his second fight in the UFC or something.
It wasn't. Was it that the Drysdale guy?
Might have been
Max
that?
Roshkov.
Maybe
because Drysdale was like saying like no,
you're gonna fight. You're come on,
and then they called it anyways.
Call it.
Yeah, that was Roshkov.
Yeah, that's just that shit. I mean, I get it. Obviously, I'm not trying to talk too much shit on because these guys are actually making the walk.
Comparing it to other UFC fighters, that's not.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
No,
and it's not like Rozenstruik put on a clinic, but he was just
jab. Just jabbed
him to death. I mean, that main event right there was the worst fight of the card.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, Rozenstruik's doing his interview right now. It really nothing of note is going to come out of that. He may call somebody out, but let's get to the card itself. We'll go in reverse order since we just saw the main event here. Obviously, Jairzinho wins TKO technically.
Yeah.
Co-main event: Vitor Petrino, Tyson Pedro. Another, I mean, not great fight.
Yeah, it wasn't something spectacular to see. I mean, Petrino.
I think they both respected each other's power a lot, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But Petrino finally in the third round got to the grappling.
Yep, and started taking down. And yeah, I mean, just Pedro didn't have an answer for it, and sad to see Pedro retire and everything.
Yep.
He
hangs it up. Kind of a weird. The dialogue was a little weird. He said he was done with the UFC,
and then
which made me initially be like, okay, so that means like his contract's up and they didn't re-sign him. But then he put his gloves down.
Yeah.
Also,
and he retired. So I mean,
he probably meant retiring from the sport, I guess. But
said his dreams have changed. So good luck to you.
Unfortunately, I mean, he's a guy that I think had a lot of hype originally, and he had the Khalil win, and there was one other win initially that was a big name, but then he had some ups and downs in the UFC.
Yeah, it just wasn't very active.
Yeah. Muhammad Mokaev, Alex Perez, another, I mean, interesting fight, but really weird. I mean,
yeah, it was definitely weird, and I kind of called it. I said Mokaev looked like he was hurt or something, and he ended up saying he was sick.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was just literally on the takedowns, just collapsing.
He would just sit.
Yeah.
Just sit on his butt, basically.
And grimace, and he still got the nod, just from attrition, just taking him down, keep him going.
And Perez, I mean, considering Mokaev's like wrestling / grappling prowess, Perez did a good job at defending the takedowns, but just did not make him pay on the feet at all.
No,
didn't land.
Even lost some exchanges.
Yeah,
just it couldn't really do much on the feet or the ground.
And honestly, I do feel like Perez had a little bit of like ring rust almost, where some of the exchanges were. It was like they would come in and they would kind of not clash heads, but they would get to that range where they're like in like clinch range and they're trying to box in there, and it's like nothing was landing. It kind of reminded me of a fight earlier that we can touch on too, but just not for a guy in Perez that hits as hard as he does. Just really didn't put anything on him on the feet. Yeah,
no, it was kind of what I thought was going to happen, but honestly, I thought it was going to be a more dominating victory from Mokaev.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't 100%, then
I mean, a big win for Mokaev, because what Perez is, he's ranked, isn't he, like 9 or 7 or something?
I think so.
But I don't picture the UFC really being super aggressive, like putting him in there with like the big names now.
He called for a title shot. He's ready. He said he wanted a belt fight, but
I think he's what, 23, 24?
Yeah, he's young as shit. He needs a couple more.
The UFC, they'll recognize that he needs a little bit more experience in there, because that was not the type of, even if you're his biggest fan, which I'm sure there's a lot of Russians out there that love this guy, you're not you're not loving his odds against a fucking Pantoja or a Royval or Moreno.
Yeah. After watching that fight, no. You need 1 or 2 more fights in there. Get some notches in your belt.
Yeah. And get the striking going a little bit more.
For sure.
Umar.
This one got a little exciting.
Yeah. Umar got kind of dropped.
He got
right
dropped. He even admitted, he said he woke up.
Yeah.
When after the Bekzat guy hit him with that right hand, he said he woke up underneath him.
Yeah.
And then, pretty much dominated after that. But, I mean...
Umar, I think, although he got dropped, I think he still kind of showed a lot. Showed what he's capable of in the grappling. I just don't... I mentioned this during the fight. It's hard for me to picture some of these top bantamweights that are strikers, like the 2 we're seeing on this promo right here, Sean, Cheeto, Corey. It's going to be really difficult, especially over 5 rounds, to stop that.
Yeah.
They're going to have to catch him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's my argument to that is Bekzat caught him with a right hand.
Right.
These guys are a little bit more, polished.
Yeah.
Especially like Sean, Cheeto, the Sandhagens. A little bit more polished and well, maybe if he gets caught like that against a O'Malley or a Cheeto or
they finish him.
Yeah, they could finish him.
But that's what it's going to have to be that.
Oh yeah,
or they're going to have to match him in the wrestling, and I just don't know about that.
If he gets most of these guys on the ground, it's going to be a long fucking night.
Yeah. I almost wonder if Corey maybe dodged a little bit of a bullet by that fight getting canceled.
Maybe.
Because that would have... I mean, Umar was probably ranked in the teens, right? 10 or lower fighting Corey. If he would have lost that, right now, he's not close to a title shot.
Yeah.
Like he is currently. So, I don't know. I don't... I mean, I'm assuming both of us, we don't really love Umar's striking, especially considering what we saw there.
Yeah, that's the only thing we kind of... So, okay, his striking is better than like a Khabib. If you were, since they're cousins, you can kind of compare them. But I don't know. I think that Almakhan is... That guy's going to be around for a while, too.
A guy...
He's got lightning in his hands.
When he fights a guy, which his next fight will be a guy that is not that level of a wrestler, I think he can really fuck some people up.
He's going to knock some guys out.
Yeah. He's really fast. His shot selection, I didn't love. A lot of overhands with a guy that's shooting underneath him. It just wasn't really working, but I think that's a lot of that was probably mental. Like, I got to kill this guy with one punch or I'm getting taken down. Yeah. So he was just throwing the biggest overhand.
I think also he had that, he connected with that first overhand.
So he's like, I can do this again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Almakhan or Almakhan or whatever they were calling him. This one here, Dylan.
I try to tell you, Dylan.
If Dylan, who normally sits in Vitor's spot, sees this, we told you so on this one.
Told you, Erceg's underrated.
Side note.
Oh,
Jairzinho's here.
He just joined us. Welcome to the booth.
Hopefully you didn't hear what we were saying earlier. But yeah, Erceg just jab, 2 to the body, 3
big hook,
death.
Yeah, I mean, Schnell came out and they were banging. They were throwing some great connections, and I just saw it. Erceg stunned Schnell 3 or 4 times, and then that started that second round, that big left hook.
Yep. The Schnell conundrum, and I kind of touched on this on the previous show, is like he's so fast and he's got good like short punches, and so he wants to get in there in that range and bang, because he knows he's fast and he knows he hits hard, like in that dirty boxing range, but it's like he just can't survive what his opponents can survive typically. Like if him and Erceg land that exact same like 3 at the same time, fucking Condit, Dan Hardy, or whoever was it? Yeah, Condit, Dan Hardy style.
Yeah,
simultaneous left hooks. I have so
Way
much
more
more
faith.
confidence
Yeah.
that Erceg can stand there and take it.
Because he took a couple big punches from Schnell.
Right.
But, I mean, every time Schnell got hit, he reacted.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a pretty prominent reaction.
Got busted up pretty bad too.
Oh, yeah.
I think
left eye of his is all fucked up.
Erceg, I think his ceiling, I don't know if I'm not going to say tight like he wins the belt ceiling, but I think his ceiling's pretty high considering before the UFC, he was known as like a grappler.
Yeah.
And now he's going out there and banging with guys and obviously doing well against a number 10 ranked Schnell, I believe.
Yeah. And he's pretty young, and he's just going to keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
I like him. I'm a fan.
And he's got some grit. Like he's willing to take some punishment, which at flyweight you're gonna get hit. Mm-hmm. These guys are all fast. You're gonna get hit. I mean, that's just all there's to it. So that was the main card, really. I mean, we'll touch on some of these prelims, but you know, Eryk Anders, he played with fire, didn't get burnt in the sense of losing at least, but he got dropped.
Yep, he did. But it just kept getting easier and easier to take down Jamie Pickett.
Yeah.
Who also retired but did not get to talk about his retirement. He wants to ride bulls and do other stuff.
Yeah, which I'm a PBR guy. I'm cool with that. But yeah, Pickett, I mean, just kind of unfortunately a guy that plateaued at a very middle of the road UFC level. I mean, he just is what he is.
Mm-hmm.
Eryk Anders, I mean, you could argue the same thing, but Eric's just a little bit more of I think a little bit more physical in this fight.
Oh,
with
definitely.
The grappling.
Yeah.
And a little bit more durable, probably, too. Vinicius Oliveira, Bernardo Sapage. This was ugly in a couple different ways. The finish, ugly.
Yeah, he killed him.
If you know, if you're a friend of Sapage or a fan of his, it was ugly. Flying knee.
Yeah.
But also kind of everything leading up to that was pretty ugly. Like Oliveira's style in general.
Just swinging hooks.
Wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's fun fight to watch.
Oh, yeah. They were going at it, and then all of a sudden Sapage got tired and then couldn't even hold his hands up and got his jaw kneed to the moon.
Yes. He was out for a minute there.
Yeah.
I think
face down.
I mentioned this to you. I do wonder a little bit of, he was all fired up at the weigh-ins, you know, saying, I'm going to knock the fuck out of you, blah, blah, blah. Maybe a little bit of an adrenaline dump, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see, like, next time around. But he's going to need a significant layoff here.
Yeah, I'd say hang out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you were out for a little while.
Right. Ayman Zahabi, Javid Basharat. This one really, like, I really didn't like watching this fight. Like, it wasn't, I mean, it was close, but just like, it just wasn't a real pretty fight to watch. Zahabi, a lot of big hooks, but kind of made it a little ugly and landed a lot. Basharat, I think the Basharats are a little overrated.
Yeah, they the last time we watched them didn't look all that great either.
No. Big, humongous head, by the way. The head size difference between these two was crazy. But I don't know. Basharat, a lot of kind of real pretty movement, switching, but just not a lot of sting there. Like, just really didn't land a ton, and got edged out by decision. Super surprised when they read the scorecards. He was like, I know you weren't here for it, but he was like, he like couldn't believe it.
Really?
And it's like, you just didn't really land anything, you know? Like, Christian Leroy Duncan, Claudio Ribeiro, this was nasty. There's another one, you weren't here for this one, but Christian Leroy Duncan is a fucking dynamic striker, like kind of MVP-esque, not as much crazy in out, but switches, like spins, and Ribeiro just went like this. And
gelled up
the whole fight. And then he decided to go a couple times, and then it was this, and it didn't land. Christian Leroy Duncan even took him down and just battered him on the ground. Like, really big fight because Duncan. I think he won his last one, but he lost to Petrosian. It was his first loss, and I think this was a big time performance from him. Just considering how fucking dominant it was. I mean, he beat the fucking shit out of Claudio Ribeiro, took him down. Ludovic Klein, your boy.
Yep.
Unfortunately for AJ Cunningham stepped in.
Yeah.
for
props to you, but damn.
It was supposed to be Joel Alvarez. I really wish that was the fight because that would have been fun, and I like Alvarez a lot. But Klein just put it all over him. I mean, he actually finished him with a front kick. I mean, the commentary was saying this, like landing like basically whatever he wanted with the hands, head kicked AJ Cunningham. He's Arkansas boy. he wasn't going anywhere. And he, eating clean head kicks, eating clean punches, and then as soon as and Klein was ripping to the body before this, but just like a snap kick to the gut, dropped him, finished the fight. So, and again, the commentary was like basically saying like this guy's not. You can hit him with a sledgehammer in the head. Yeah. He's not going anywhere. But as soon as you crack him to the body, he went down. Feel bad for the guy. I hope he gets he'll get another fight, but I hope it's against somebody that he can actually like hang in there with. Yeah, because he got battered. And in the first fight of the night, no name value with this one. I mean, I guess unless you're a PFL fan, because Rodzabov was a PFL guy, but This one was really fun actually. Like they were banging early. Rodzabov versus Abdul Karim Al Sawadi. Rodzabov got a couple takedowns early and then started like really slowing down, like fucking Gaziev style.
Really?
And then Al Sawadi started getting it going on the feet in the second, probably 1-1 going into the third. And then Rodzabov fucking caught him with a punch and like put him out. One punch. Yeah. It was momentum was not on Rodzabov's style. He was getting fucking Rodzabov's side. He was getting tired as fuck, and then caught him with a punch, put him away.
Yeah, I remember we've watched a couple of Loic's fights, and he's dirty. I mean, he can crack with him.
He stands in there and bangs. He's tough, but he's a little bit more of a wrestler. But again, kind of like Gaziev, he got fucking tired as shit from wrestling early. But still a fun fight, sloppy fight, banger though. Overall thoughts? I mean, like any sort of rankings implications here? What do we think overall?
I mean, I think Rozenstruik's not going anywhere. He's going to stay right where he's at. He was the dog in this fight, I think.
Yeah.
He was the favorite, slight favorite or anything, but I just think this is probably where Rozenstruik's going to stay. He's not going to compete up at the top, especially when he goes against guys that can actually wrestle and don't get tired.
Yeah.
I mean, when he's on his back, he might as well be a 2x4.
Yeah.
Just not move. Just sit there.
Yeah, I mean, he's number 12. I mean, I guess in 2 weeks it's Ty versus Tybura. Mm-hmm. Maybe the loser of that.
You can do that, yeah.
But they just can't. They're not going to shoot him up there against. He already lost Almeida. He's not going to fight Volkov. I think he already fought Volkov, right?
I think so.
Already fought Blades. I think. I can't remember. I get all these heavyweights that fought each other. Point is that it's going to be another guy ranked below him, kind of up and comer, or it's going to be a guy who's losing.
He's going to be a gatekeeper in his career. He's not going to go to the top. And
Gaziev, drop him down to the bottom of the barrel again, because that was bad.
Because that was not a good showing.
He needs to go back to fighting the Martin Budais like he did in his debut. I mean, honestly.
Yeah.
Petrino, call that Anthony Smith. I don't see that happening. Anthony Smith, he's not going to want to fight him.
But Anthony Smith's a gamer. I mean, he'll fight, but
It just
it's
does
not going to go
nothing
well.
for him.
Yeah.
I mean, where's Anthony Smith? Okay, 10. I just don't see how that makes any sense for Anthony Smith to do.
No, I mean, I could see him taking the fight, but it's not going to go well for him, I don't think.
I mean, do they make Dominic Reyes fight him? Because Reyes versus Olberg got canceled. Reyes is 14.
Yeah.
Petrino's not ranked.
Could see something like that.
Yeah. I mean, Reyes has no leverage anymore.
No. He's, meat for the wolves.
Yeah. Pedro retired, like we said. Mokaev, we kind of mentioned this. I don't see the UFC really wanting to rush him.
I wouldn't rush him either. I would give him a couple fights and build him up.
Yeah. I mean, he has 8. He just beat 7. But Manel Kopp, Nicolau, Kaikar France, these are tough fights for him.
Oh yeah. I mean, I could see throw him a Nicolau or something, or even a Kai, but they're gonna definitely be tougher than what he just did.
Yeah.
But what we saw today was not your normal Mokaev. He was sick. He did look off to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really. I said this on the previous show. Go back if you don't believe me. That I don't really believe in him, long term. I just don't. He doesn't have an Umar level at wrestling, in my opinion, and he's really not good at striking.
Yeah, no, his striking's not that great. I think his style of wrestling it's not necessarily as dominant as Umar, but it's just a persistent style.
Yeah.
You'll just keep doing it, keep going. It's a way of attrition.
I do think I mean, gas tank wise, he could stay on the wrestling more, I think.
Yeah.
And be more persistent and not get tired. So I almost would like to see him just take striking out of the equation completely and just nonstop wrestle. Umar, I think he's fighting Corey.
Yeah, he called him out. He said he wants him.
Corey fucked
fight.
up by originally agreeing to that.
Yeah.
Because now the UFC is going to say, hey.
Yeah, now you got to do it because you're not going to wait forever.
Yeah.
So he's going to do it.
Erceg, like I said, I do believe in Erceg. So he'll move to 9 now. He beat Schnell, who's 9. Fuck, did they do Mokaev and Erceg?
Could be it. Erceg, I don't know. I like Erceg.
Or Erceg Perez, maybe.
Yeah.
Erceg, he's also young, so I mean, you don't have to rush him either. But you kind of do have to. Well, I guess you don't have to. He just beat a guy ranked above him, so he doesn't necessarily have to fight above him again.
Uh-huh.
But I think it makes sense for him to fight a Perez or Mokaev. Or fucking Manel Kopp. I can't stand Manel Kopp.
I don't know if I jump him to Manel Kopp yet.
Yeah.
I would be confident in him, Erceg over Perez or Mokaev.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they fought on the same card. Do Mokaev Perez.
Yeah.
Or Mokaev Erceg.
Yeah.
Do that.
That'd be a fun fight to watch.
Yeah.
I like Erceg.
And
Become a fan of him.
That would be a test for Mokaev, but not to the level of a Kopp type test, Other than that, I mean, that's we don't have to go through everybody. Eryk Anders, he's going to fight another middle of the road type of middleweight. I mean,
we know the kind of fighter Anders is, and he's going to stick around that. He's not going to challenge for a title or anything like that. I thought the card, was pretty decent card.
Yeah.
Main event was kind of unspectacular or anything like that, but I mean, I like seeing these kind of young guys come up. I'm excited to see what that Bekzat Almakhan guy does, even though he got dominated, but he's young. I mean, your debut is against Umar Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's a big ask. So, and he dropped him in the first round. The guy's got fucking lightning in his hands. So, and Erceg, big fan of him.
Yeah.
I think I went 5-1 on the night on picks. You got everybody right except for the main event?
Yeah. You went 5-1. Seth went 5-1. Dylan went 3-3. I went 4-2.
There you
go. So Chad's the best so far.
Oh shit!
Anything else? Any other thoughts on this?
No, we got big card coming up.
299. We're gonna preview it at the time of this recording tomorrow, and we'll have it out next week. So make sure to check that out.
Sure.
Hit subscribe and like this live if you want.
Like it, hit it.
At HR Podcast, Instagram, at Hungover Handwrite, TikTok. Our personal Instagrams are in the description. And thanks for watching.
All right, man.
See you guys.
Peace.